The problem simulates the wind flow through three tall buildings arranged in a triangular shape. In fact, these buildings are considered as barriers. In the present case, the area around the three buildings is considered where the wind enters it horizontally at a velocity of 5 meters per second and collides with the buildings. The purpose of this project is to investigate the behavior of wind flow around buildings after dealing with them and to study the behavior of air in the space between the buildings. The present 3D modeling is carried out using the Design Modeler software. The present model consists of a very large cube-shaped area for free wind flow and three tall buildings with lots of details, which are placed inside this area with a triangular arrangement. Also, the meshing of the model has been done using ANSYS meshing software and the mesh type is unstructured. The cells adjacent to the structures are much smaller and more accurate. To simulate the present model, several assumptions are considered. Pressure-based simulation has been performed. The present model is steady state, and also the gravity effect on the fluid is equal to -9.81 along the y-axis. From the scale mesh section, we can see and check the dimensions in all three directions and view also the length unit that is meter in this simulation. Also, from the mesh display section, we can see and display all the boundaries including ground, inlets, outlets, symmetries, and also building walls. In the viscous model, the standard K-epsilon model has been used. That is a two-equation turbulence model that allows the determination of both a turbulent length and time scale by solving two separate transport equations. The standard K-epsilon model is in ANSYS Fluent falls within this class of models and has become the workhorse of practical engineering flow calculations in the time since it was proposed. Robustness, economy, and reasonable accuracy for a wide range of turbulence flows explain its popularity in industrial flow and heat transfer simulations. Also, it is a semi-empirical model. The standard K-epsilon model is a model based on model transport equations for the turbulence kinetic energy, K, and its dissipation rate, epsilon. The model transport equation for K is derived from the exact equation, while the model transport equation for epsilon was obtained using physical reasoning in the derivation of the K-epsilon model. The assumption is that the flow is fully turbulent and the effect of molecular viscosity are negligible. The standard K-epsilon model is therefore valid only for fully turbulent flows. In the near wall treatment option, we select the standard wall function. Because if the K-epsilon turbulence model is used like in this simulation, it is not possible to simulate flow vortex near the walls. So a wall function must be defined, that is a standard wall function for this simulation, to investigate the fluid behavior near the wall. We didn't change anything in the material section, and also the default materials are air for the fluid and also the aluminum for the solid bodies. The operating pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. All the walls in this CFD simulation, including the ground, the building wall or wall air, are all of them stationary wall with no slip condition. The velocity inlet boundary condition type has been chosen for the velocity inlet condition, and also the velocity magnitude is normal to boundary and is equal to 5 meters per second. The boundary condition of the outlet is defined as the pressure outlet, and also the gauge pressure is equal to 0. That shows that the outlet pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. All the lateral sides, except inlets, outlets, and ground, are assumed to be the symmetry boundary condition. The wall air in the boundary condition section indicates the building walls that are stationary and now slip, as we mentioned before. The simple algorithm in the solution methods section uses a relationship between velocity and pressure corrections to enforce mass conservation and to obtain the pressure field. Also, the pressure velocity coupling scheme controls the manner in which pressure and velocity are updated. When the pressure-based solver is used, the scheme can be either segregated, like simple, that pressure and velocity are updated separately, or coupled, that the pressure and velocity are updated simultaneously. ANSYS Fluent provides the following segregated types of algorithms like simple, simple C, piezo, and fractional step or FSM. In general, segregated methods like simple that has been chosen in the CFD simulation are faster per iteration, while the couple algorithm usually requires fewer iterations to converge. For setting under relaxation factors, we should say that the pressure-based solver uses under relaxation of equations to control the update of computed variables at each iteration. In ANSYS Fluent, the default under relaxation parameters for all variables are set to values that are near optimal for the largest possible number of cases. These values are suitable for many problems, but for some particularly nonlinear problems, for example, some turbulent flows or high Rayleigh number, natural convection problems, it is prudent to reduce the under relaxation factors initially. It is good practice to begin calculation using the default under relaxation factors. If the residuals continue to increase after the first 4 or 5 iterations, you should reduce the under relaxation factors. Occasionally, you may make changes in the under relaxation factors and resume your calculation, only to find that the residuals begin to increase. This often results from increasing the under relaxation factors too much. A cautious approach is to save a data file before making any change to the under relaxation factors, and to give the solution algorithm a few iterations to adjust to the new parameters. Typically, an increase in the under relaxation factors bring about a slight increase in the residuals, but these increases usually disappear as the solution progresses. If the residuals jumped by a few orders of magnitude, you should consider halting the calculation and returning to the last good data file saved. You can use the residual monitors dialog box to control the residual information that Fluent software reports. In the equations section, the residual option indicates the name of each variable for which residual information is available. And the monitor indicates whether or not the residuals for each variable are to be monitored. You can toggle monitoring on and off for each variable by turning the corresponding checkbox in the monitor list on or off. The check convergence option indicates whether or not the convergence of each variable is to be monitored. If convergence is being monitored, the solution will stop automatically when each variable meets its specified convergence criterion. You can check convergence only for variables for which you are monitoring residuals. You can toggle convergence checking on and off for each variable by turning the corresponding checkbox in the check convergent list on or off. And finally, the absolute criteria or relative criteria shows the residual value for which the solution of each variable will be considered to be converged. To set this value, manually enter the new value in the corresponding absolute criteria field. And that's it. The hybrid initialization method has been used for DCFD simulation. In the hybrid initialization method, the initial magnitude is also equal to the average magnitude for all the boundaries. The number of iteration is equal to 400, and just click on the calculate button to start the solution. From the contour section in the graphics under the results section, we can display every desired two-dimensional contours on the plane that we are going to display the contours, and that the plane 3 has been defined to show the contours on that. Here we can see the pressure contour, the velocity contour, and also we can see the turbulent kinetic. The velocity vectors shows the large vortexes behind the buildings. A summary of the steps for defining the problem and defining its solution is given in the following tables as a review. To benefit from MR-CFD services including simulation, consultation, and training, contact our experts via info@mrcfd.com.